Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to enter the Matrix. Right now we're heading over to the library on campus. The library here on campus actually has a virtual reality system. Now, just a little while ago, Joseph and I visited a virtual reality arcade, and it was flat amazing. If you've never been to one, I highly recommend that you do it. At a virtual reality arcade, you have to pay for the experience, and here at the university library on campus, we're going to go do it for free.
You're going to want to choose an avatar.
This is what a small child feels like.
Click combat training.
I have hands.
Reach down to your side and grab the pistols.
Oh my gosh, pistol. You know, I wonder, this is, like, I am doing what every small child does, right? Is like, I'm exploring the world around me and finding out what everything does. Which is why you don't leave guns lying around for small children to grab.
You know, my son just barely discovered his toes, and it's been the most fascinating thing to watch.
I just shot something. Okay, field training? Okay, no, I shoot that. Right?
I don't know.
Neither do I. Neither do babies.
Neither do babies.
Neither do adult humans. We're still figuring a lot of this out. Okay,
talk to dancers. That's one of the things they mention, is that most people don't know how to use their bodies.
Yeah. And isn't that interesting? Because you were born with it. You would think you would know. Maybe you don't. Also throw a carrot, a giant carrot. So why did we just spend the afternoon in the library playing with the VR system? Well, first of all, it's super cool. We killed a bunch of robots, and we painted in the air with fire and smoke and stars and snowflakes, and that's awesome. That VR system is the product of thousands of years of effort and technology. It didn't even exist 10 years ago. So first of all, they're a huge improvement on video games, and here's why. It's because it's a more perfect simulation. I'm not very pessimistic at all about virtual reality. First, it's more fun. Second, you move around. And third, like, one of the things that happens with video games is that you're just playing with a paddle, right? So the only things that are physically engaged are your eyes and your hands, really, right? And here, like, there's a lot more of your body being engaged, and it's much more of a full body experience. So rather than, like, I don't think virtual reality is this sort of like, ooh, it will take you out of your body and turn you into some kind of weird video game zombie. No, like, it's going to, it has the potential to put you more fully into your, like, thinking but also physical body.
One of the things that I've noticed about VR is that when I walk out of it, the resolution shift between the VR headset, which feels totally immersive, and then the experience of seeing with my natural eyes outside makes everything seem sharper afterwards.
Tolkien would have a lot to say about that, actually. He thought one of the purposes of enchantment was to make it so that when you come back to sort of the real world, that you actually have a sharper, a cleaner, and really a more correct appreciation for things. There's a great quote from G.K. Chesterton that in fairy tales, rivers run with wine to remind us for one wild moment that rivers actually run with water. And what an amazing thing that is. And so I agree with you that you come out of it and you would think, oh no, like the real world is such a disappointment. It's like, no, it's somehow like sharper and more real, and you see things. You don't just pass over them anymore. So I think it makes more sense not to view virtual reality as sort of like, it's not just an imitation, it's not just a simulation of the real world. That's not what it is, because in the real world you don't shoot killer robots and you can't paint in front of you. Instead, what virtual reality is something more like another branch of reality, but still firmly attached to the tree of reality. It's not a substitute, and it's not just an imitation, it's not a copy, it's part of it. You might ponder for a moment and stop and think, okay, what sort of resources are around me that I'm not using? You might find that there's a lot more possibility, power, and excitement in the world than you think there is right now.